It's showtime, folks.
The Bauer Show.
News team, assemble!
This is The Bauer Show.
Please refrain from discussing or engaging in any sort of inter-office or finger. Let's get this going.
The Bauer Show is live now. This is The Bauer Show.
And a happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to your Friday, April 17th here in 2020. In this coronavirus world, I'm Bauer. This is Beer Half Full Bauer, where I'm trying to bring you half a mug of frosty optimism here in a coronavirus world. Trying to bring you a couple of things to smile at and laugh at in a very short chunk of your day. So hopefully this will work for all of us combined here today. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's a Friday. You made it here. Another one of these week after week after week. We're going to have to start drinking a little bit. At least that's my perspective. Welcome to it. All right, we start off, as we do every one of these, with a little Twitter logic. Something I found on Twitter that, frankly, let's not forget, while we're in the midst of April here, in some parts of the country, frankly, it's still close enough to winter that they have to be concerned about snow removal. And I know that nobody's thinking of that right now, and I totally appreciate that, and I get it. But let's face it, snow's out there, and these guys made a creative, or perhaps the most creative snowman ever. Simply put, quite possibly the most creative use of the wet, heavy snow in these incredibly weird times. Love it. Photos courtesy of Kirk Rasmussen. That's the toilet paper roll of snow that you see there. At a time when we all need perhaps a little extra toilet paper to see that they're getting that kind of size. Where do I get that? Is that at Costco? I feel like that size at this rate, the way I'm eating, might last a week. What about you guys? Sometimes it's difficult here in these times to remember what day it is, and I totally understand that. Again, we talked about this yesterday. Seems like every day is blah, and then there's Friday. That's seemingly the only time that I can remember. And then there's the weekend when I don't have to work. That said, news out of Cleveland, and I think this is fantastic, is they've got a whole new segment. I don't know if they're continuing to do this. They certainly were doing this at the beginning part of the month, but it's just a simple, what day is it question that they've turned into a bit for content and on the internet.
It's Friday.
I mean, that's really honestly like a Daily Show bit. John Oliver, Stephen Colbert, you'd see them do something like that. And that's what's happening on the news in Cleveland. Why? Because sometimes we don't know. Already this week, when I was talking to some radio stations like I do every day, I referred to Wednesday as Tuesday. I think it was either that or I referred to Thursday as Wednesday. You get the point. I wasn't clear on what the days are. They're all just kind of... Now I get it. Like all the zombie movies and television shows, The Walking Dead, never really understanding how they knew or didn't know what day it was beyond me. Now I totally get what's going on with them. Well, I'm sure you're going to ask yourself, Bauer, what's this guy doing? Why am I looking at this guy do whatever creepy thing that might get him arrested for doing it to a tree? Why are we seeing this? Well, it's because in some parts of the globe, they find it necessary as you're going through all of the day in, day out problems that come with the coronavirus. They find it interesting and cathartic to hug a tree. The main export of Iceland? He seems to be liking that a little too much, if you ask me. 5 minutes a day. Hug a tree 5 minutes a day. Now, prior to what I've gone through this month, I would say no thank you.
Nóg nú að trjánum, þannig að fólk þarf nú ekki kannski að faðma sama tré, heldur eitthvað tré sem það finnur. Ekki endilega kannski við göngustíðin, heldur gott að fara inn í skó og finna eitthvað.
Just go out and find a tree.
Það þarf ekki að vera stórt og svegt.
Doesn't have to be big.
Það þarf alveg vera í öllum stærðum, en aðalatrið er að
but just hug it for a bit. Again, normally I would say, good. I'm going to pass on hugging the tree. Now, and I'd have to look at my calendar over there to be sure, but I think I'm about 37 or 38 days into this coronavirus quarantine. I'm going to go hug a tree for 5 minutes today. And if it feels as good as this guy makes it look, I might do it again tomorrow. Wrapping things up here for your Friday with, once again, we go to the well of Frank Caliendo, or as I call him, Ford Caliendo, for fixing or repairing videos daily just by doing play-by-play over them. This is a bunch of nuns playing basketball. You don't see it every day, which is why Frank Caliendo decided to do some voiceover work in the form of Marv Albert, in the form of the round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley, and a little mumbling from Shaquille O'Neal that you'll probably find pretty funny.
The rebound finding its way back to Sister Paulette, rolling up a prayer. Yes! Truly turning water into wine with a spectacular display of faith and hustle. Marv Albert, along with Sir Charles Barkley and the czar of the mumble straighter, Shaquille O'Neal. Charles?
I'm not going to lie, Marv. There's been a lot of sloppy play today. Some of that's because of social distancing, and some of that is because they're nuts.
Shaquille?
Well, they've all given their lives to God, and I think
Jack, I agree with the first half of your statement, but in the second half, when you got into the metaphysical, that's just, it doesn't play with me. It can't be about divine intervention. It's all about the game and what's in front of you.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh, that is, again, Frank Caliendo fixing and or repairing daily. And that's what makes this time from Frank Caliendo, content-wise, far more interesting than any I think I've ever seen in my lifetime. Thank you for Frank Caliendo. That's it for us. I'm out of here. We'll catch up with you guys on Monday for a Monday edition of Beer Half Full Bauer. Optimism in a half pint glass. It's pint glass, but half full pint glass. Anyways, for the weekend, be safe. Take care. See ya. Make sure you do your homework and tell at least 3 friends about the Bauer Show podcast. Get in on the conversation or start a whole new conversation at the Bauer Show Facebook page, facebook.com/Bauer Show. And follow us on Twitter. Hit us up anytime. The conversation is there 24/7 on Twitter at The Bauer Show.